Hey, it's the Empire. Geobox Empire. Back from boxing. Now, man, post fight review, Elder Alvarez, Sergey Kovalev, and man, Elder Alvarez shocked the world, man. He stopped Sergey Kovalev in like the eighth or ninth round. I think it was actually seventh round. I'm sorry, and it was just a spectacular fight, man. Um, Elder Alvarez basically controlled the pace from the outside, and there's one point in the fight where Sergey Kovalev was actually teeing off on Elder Alvarez around four, I believe. And Elder Alvarez, man, he took those punches and he didn't stumble or anything. And once Kovalev knew he couldn't hurt Elder Alvarez, it was only a matter of time. You could see it in Kovalev's face that, you know, he was pretty shocked that he could take those kind of punches. And honestly, it's almost like common sense now. Everyone knows it now, common knowledge that Kovalev has stamina problems. Um, so after he's teed off from Elder Alvarez, he really didn't have much stamina left, and Elder Alvarez basically at that point from then on walked Kovalev down, and basically just as soon as he landed his right hand, it was over for Kovalev, man. So Elder Alvarez, man, he looked really good in this fight. Power is shocking. Chin is incredible. I didn't know Elder Alvarez had a chin like that, but man, he made Sergey Kovalev look like not a power puncher. He made him look like an ordinary fighter instead of a power puncher. Kovalev boxed well, but in the end, he basically just got outpowered in this fight. So Elder Alvarez, if you guys didn't know, was Donna Stevenson's mandatory for years. I bet at least 2 3 years now. A very 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 long time, and we're seeing why Donna Stevenson never fought Elder Alvarez because he was way better than what we thought. You know. Now I'm really excited that Elder Alvarez got this win. I mean, he got the win in the best way possible by stoppage. And the fact of the matter is, now if Adonis Stevenson fights Elder Alvarez, he's going to be fighting a champion. For it's going to be a unification fight. So this adds more it adds more prestige to this fight. It's going to be a unification fight if they fight. Now, in my opinion, I know he beat Kovalev and everything, but I want him to just beat one more top guy to solidify himself as a top opponent. Because Kovalev, while Elder Alvarez knocked out Kovalev, Kovalev had moments in the fight where he was doing pretty well. I actually had to fight even before the knockout. So, I just want him to maybe beat one more top fighter just to say that, we know this guy's the best. Maybe beat like a Bivol or something like that. And, from there on, I think he'd be ready for a title shot. Uh, if a fighter just gets a belt, the next fight to be a unification fight is sort of a tall task for anybody, you know. So I really respect Elder Alvarez, Canadian born, you know, big fan base from Canada, just like a Don Stevenson. This is gonna be a fight for Canada. Canada is just known for just booming out these insane light heavyweights, back to back. So Lucian Bute, Pascal, Don Stevenson, this list goes on and on. Now Elder Alvarez, all in the same, basically the same era. So I'm really excited, man. This is crazy stuff. We're gonna see how Elder Alvarez goes from here. But he looked great, man. It was shocking to see him take Kovalev's power. It was shocking. A lot of people can't, accept the fact that Kovalev just couldn't hurt him. It's shocking. People used to seeing Kovalev wilt and everything, if you actually look at Kovalev's resume and you actually break it down and you start looking at undefeated fighters he fought, when he starts fighting young, strong, undefeated fighters, he didn't just walk through them, his best win till this day, in my opinion, is still probably Bernard Hopkins. He ever since then, he just that's just his best win. So when he actually fought young, hungry, undefeated fighters with power and shit, and things completely change. So Kovalev bit more than he can chew. He thought Alvarez was gonna be a walk in the park, and basically he got broken down. by a younger, stronger fighter. So let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. I know Diana Stevenson is partying somewhere. I know he's happy that Eleider Alvarez destroyed Kovalev. You know, he basically took two birds with one stone. Kovalev got destroyed, and his mandatory's out the way because he's a champion now. So we're gonna see if Diana Stevenson fights Eleider Alvarez. He's been ducking for so long. You know, he's gonna make excuses probably and say Eleider Alvarez needs to prove himself a little more. You know, like I said, he's been in Diana Stevenson mandatory for years. So we're gonna see how this whole thing unfolds. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel. I think Eleider Alvarez had a phenomenal performance. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geobasket Empire. Peace. Peace.